What's up, guys? I was going to try and make some stupid pirate joke for the intro, but it's not happening. What we're going to do today is cover the staff of Armadyl, the rotation, the basic rotation, or the rotation that I use, I guess. Because I see a lot of people asking all the time in comments and Discord, private messages, whatever, in-game, how do you get the most out of your staff of Armadyl? Mine doesn't work as well as yours. I think I need to just refund it and get something else. No, it's not about that. It's just the use of the staff of Armadyl. So I've had a few people show me what they do with the staff of Armadyl recently, and there's a few things that could be done differently, and so I figured, you know what, I get asked it a lot and I'll just bite the bullet because there's a good reason why, and I'll explain that in a minute, and explain what my staff of Armadyl rotation is. Now, my staff of Armadyl rotation is not going to be the best out there. It's not going to be the absolute best there is. I am not by any means a pro level PVMer in this game. I do okay. I think I do okay. My kill times at reaction stuff like 230. Ambassador, I think, is just under 3 minutes. I don't know, stuff like that. Like, it's nothing over the top, nothing amazing. So 318 or whatever. So like, I do okay. I'm happy with it. But anyway, my DPS rotation with the staff of Armadyl is the only time I would like to really use the term rotation anyway. But that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So I'm going to just record basically me doing the rotation, and then I'll slow it down in editing, and I'll go over it and I'll explain exactly what I do and why. But a few things to note before we do get started. Of course, you need a staff of Armadyl. I would also recommend having dual wield, whether it is seismics, whether it is the tier 85s or whatever. You want access to Grade Concentrator Blast for the extra crit chance, and the adrenaline build is important. Then, of course, you want as much crit increased stuff as you could possibly get, which means you want to have a Grimoire, of course. You want to have Biting 4 on your anywhere on your armor. It can be on the top or the bottom, whatever. And then, of course, you want to have like your overloads, and you want to have the best like prayers that you can get or whatever. Like, if you don't have to have these, right? But they're good to have. And probably I would get these before a tier 95 that cost like 5 bill anyway. So yeah, but you want to have as much crit stuff as you can. And then, of course, you also want to get a Calgarian Demon out of the bank if we can grab one of those bad boys. We'll put that away. We don't need any food right now. We got 9 scrolls. That's being generous, isn't it? So let's grab that and put our scrolls in. And you'd want to use that spec as well, because this will give you a 6% increase, 5% when you use the spec, 1% passive throughout the whole thing. So hopefully you followed that. That's the sort of stuff that you're going to want to have. And then there's a few abilities that are going to be key in this rotation. That is going to be Tsunami with Insight Fear, the new spell from the City Centist. And it's not new anymore, but you know, Insight Fear, you want that. And then, of course, you want to know about Tendrils, Tsunami, which I already mentioned, Greater Concentrator Blast, Omni Power, and Armadyl Battle Staff. So you're going to want an Essence of Finality as well with an Armadyl Battle Staff in it to get the most out of this rotation. You don't need to have one of these, right? They're good, and they're really good, and they pair well with the Staff of Armadyl. But let me just make it clear, these are only good with the Staff of Armadyl. Don't get one of these before the staff. They're not worth it. They're a waste of adrenaline, a waste of money. You don't want to use them. There will be a DPS loss unless you are under the staff spec. Okay, so that being said, let's jump into exactly what you want to do. Well, my way. Okay, let me just make it very clear. This is my way, and there'll be a better ways to do it. Let me know in the comments if there's better things that I can do, because I want to improve as well. But if this can help somebody jump from not really having a clue on how to use a staff because they just got it to be able to do like a decent amount of damage, then hey, that's the point of this video. But yeah, share your stuff down in the comments if you know better. I will absolutely happily take feedback and stuff, because that is how you improve, and that's how I've always improved in PVM across this way. You should look at my older videos. I was freaking terrible. But anyway, let's talk about the rotation and see what I do. Okay, so this is the recording of the actual rotation that I did, the staff spec and stuff that I did. And what I wanted to do is just go through normal speed one first, so you can sort of see how it looks. And then after that, I've got a slowed down version of this same clip, and we're going to explain why I do stuff and exactly what I do step by step. But that's what you guys to see, get a visual representation of what was done. There's also a couple of more things to mention. One is smoke cloud. You want to use smoke cloud to increase the amount of damage your crits do. It's just something you want to use it. You're on magic anyway, you might as well. And you use that just before you use sunshine. So I'm going to start this off with a smoke cloud, sunshine, adrenaline potion, and then I'll use a vuln bomb, which I miss, but yes, normally vuln bomb. And then after that, you're going to basically go through the normal rotation that will show you guys after this is done. So you'll see I use smoke cloud to begin with on the dummy, which, by the way, the dummy is set to normal. It's not on max or anything for more crits or anything. It's just on normal. So the crits and stuff are absolutely normal, what you'd expect. But there is a lot of RNG, and I'll mention that as well in just a second. So you see smoke cloud, and then sunshine, and then I missed my vuln bomb, which is good. And then, of course, I go into my normal rotation here. So the goal is to get Tsunami off pretty much as quick as possible, and then build back up with Great Concentrator Blast, and use your staff spec once you've got your adrenaline up. After that, it's Wild Magic, then Tendrils. And then the tendrils is going to feed you a ton of adrenaline because it's guaranteed crits as long as you're overloaded. And then you can use Omni Power and then build your way back up again. And again, it all depends on your adrenaline when you from here on out. Like if you don't have a high adrenaline, then you use something like Great Concentrated Blast to get it back. And then if you do, then you want to carry on using your Armadyl Battle Staff with another ability in between. So preferably Armadyl Battle Staff, Asphyxiate for 2 hits, and then back to Armadyl Battle Staff. And then Wild Magic, there's why doing this one. And then of course for the last bit, it's just going to chuck out some normal abilities. So that's basically the rotation in fast form. I know that's probably going to be really hard for you to follow because, you know, there's a lot. So we're going to jump into a slowed down version and I'll explain every ability step by step, and then in editing I'll put stuff on the screen so you can see exactly what I'm doing as well. Make it a bit easier for you guys, and hopefully it will make sense. There's a lot to take in, but we'll try our best. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, now for the slowed down version. You'll notice as well that I forgot to use Calgarian Demon until like halfway through. It's okay, it doesn't really matter too much. You'll remember to use it sometimes. It's just the recording thing, like getting distracted and whatnot, but it's okay. You want to use that at the beginning, and you have to do it manually as well. You can't auto cast these scrolls. You have to do them manually once every minute, so definitely keep those up. Anyway, let's start this off. This is the slowed down version, like I say. So we're going to start off with the Smoke Cloud and the Sunshine, and then Adrenaline Potion. So you'll see here, a target with Smoke Cloud, instantly Sunshine, Adrenaline Pot. Then I'll throw my Vulnerability Bomb and swap to my Staff. When the Staff is on, I'll use Sonic Wave. The reason you use Sonic Wave first is because you can't use this with your dual wield, of course, because it's a Staff only ability. And then you change to your dual wield so you can use Great Concentrated Blast. You'll notice that straight away for the extra Insight Fear hits, and then Dragon Breath because you want to get that crit buff from that as well for extra damage. And then your goal is to use Tsunami as fast as you can. So you'll see me swap back to a Staff now, and then I will use a Fortic with a Tsunami. That way you can get some extra adrenaline as well, because Fortics do give you more adrenaline, so that's always good to do. And then Tsunami is off, and then I would go immediately back to dual wield, as you can see here, and use my Great Concentrated Blast. This is so I can build up my adrenaline very quickly, because Great Concentrated Blast is incredibly good after Tsunami to build adrenaline, because every time you use every time it hits, increases the crit chance. You can have all 3 crits on this. It's not hard to build a ton of adrenaline from Great Concentrated Blast. So I drop down from the Tsunami, Great Concentrated Blast, and then because I have used that, I will use normal ability again. I could probably swap to Staff here straight away, but it all depends on your adrenaline. This is where the adrenaline change comes in, right? This is where the rotation kind of stops. There's a baseline, but it depends on your RNG with crits. If you crit like crazy, you could be on 100% adrenaline already. I'm very close, but I've missed a couple of crits there, as you can see. But you also could crit pretty badly, and then it will change again from here. So we're going to take a look at what happened with me anyway. So I'll use Rack here because I don't want to use a Bleed in the Sunshine. Probably would have been better anyway, but whatever. And then we swap to the Staff and use Staff Spec straight away. Now, because I'm sitting at 50% adrenaline here, I don't need to use anything else. If I wasn't anywhere over, I don't know, 25%, or if I was like if I was at 15%, for example, I would use one more basic. Then I would use Limitless and then Wild Magic and Tendrils. But because we're at 50% already, because of our luck with the crits, we can use Staff Spec, Wild Magic straight away, Limitless, and we can Tendrils here to get straight back up over 50%, because Tendrils is going to feed you all that adrenaline. So Limitless is incredibly important as well. We'll let all of the Tendrils hits go through because they are guaranteed crits and it's increased damage, of course. And then we're going to Omni Power straight away. Omni Power can either get really lucky or unlucky like mine here. I only got 1 crit from my Omni Power, as you can see. So we only got a little bit of adrenaline back. You'll see that I instantly swapped to my dual wield here so that I could use a Great Concentrated Blast to get my adrenaline back. Because it dumped me down 60% adrenaline, I only got 10% back. So I lost quite a lot of adrenaline and I wasn't ready to use thresholds yet. So I use Great Concentrated Blast to build back up very quickly. And then once I've done that, I will use Dragon Breath again with luckily another crit. And then I will jump over to my Staff again, because you want to be on your Staff as much as possible during the rotation, during the Staff Spec, because you get more damage out of higher hitting autos that way. The Staff has higher auto damage than the dual wheel basically. Then I'm going to use my Armadyl Battle Staff, because that's where you want to jump in now. And I'll follow that up by an Asphyxiate for 2 hits. So you'll see that as soon as that stops, I will Asphyxiate for 2 hits. And you'll count them 1, 2, and then straight back to Armadyl Battle Staff the second it's available. And that is because you get 2 hits out of the Asphyxiate very quickly from that. And then Wild Magic from straight after the Staff, after the Armadyl Battle Staff, and then back into the Armadyl Battle Staff again. And then the Tsunami is gone now. The Tsunami buff just went as I started this one. So any crits won't give me adrenaline back now. The Armadyl Battle Staff costs 50% adrenaline. So from here on out, I will change to normal stuff like Great Concentrated Blast, just to use the last bit of my staff spec, and then Gothic staff just back to normal for thresholds and stuff. So that's the rotation overall. Now I know that's a lot to take in, and you'll have to just rewatch it again and again. There's not much I can do otherwise. I'll put it on screen, of course. I'll put like a little graphic on screen now of the actual rotation. Like I'll put it all up, and I'll go from left to right and then down the next bit, left to right again. So there's like a visual explanation of it as well. But if you want, just go back and rewatch that. But that is the best I can probably do for that. Now that is my rotation. It's not going to be perfect. It is not going to be the best in the game. There's probably a couple of things I could have done better, like not using rack at that bit after here, for example, or switching a little bit earlier. There's probably certain things I could do. And if you do see stuff that I could do better, then let me know in the comments. Say I'm absolutely open to it. I'm not saying this is the best. I'm saying this is fine. This works fine. You get good kill times using this rotation as well. So it is what it is. But like I say, RNG does take a big part in this, and if you don't land as much crits as I did, or maybe you land more, you can do different things. You could use Omnipower earlier. You could save like your limitless for something else if you get loads of crits. If you get no crits, then you might have to use another Greater Concentrated Blast or another couple of basic abilities to build yourself up, and then use your limitless and your tendrils and stuff to get back again as well. So sometimes it just depends on your crit luck. Sometimes the staff will absolutely smack because you just get crit after crit after crit. If you land a full crit Omnipower, or you get a relentless proc on it or something, you're then free to just spam the living crap out of Armadyl Battle Staff, and you'll do way more than I did. But then also, if you Omnipower and you get no crits, and then you use Wild Magic and get no crits, and Asphyxiate and get no crits, like you're kind of stuck and screwed at that point, and it kind of feels bad. But that's the way the Armadyl staff works, and it is what it is. But yeah, that's the rotation from me. I hope it does help some of you guys out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. DM me on Discord if you have any questions as well. I don't mind if you guys want to DM me on Discord and ask they're already always open always. So just ask. That's the best way to do it. But anyway, like I say, I hope this helped. If it did, then do leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Any questions, ask below. Any advice, share it below as well. And that's pretty much it from me. So thank you to the channel members for the extra support. I appreciate it. Your names will be on screen at some point. As always, it's just very appreciated. You guys help out a hell of a lot. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you guys too, and I'll see you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.